Hello, it is Lisa Cobb, and today our mindfulness lesson is going to be about how the brain and the body work together. And for those of you who have been in my classes before, you know that we always start with sitting up straight in our mindful bodies, feet flat on the floor, hands on our lap or down to our sides. Sitting up straight so that we can get air into our belly. We're going to breathe in through our nose if we can. We're going to feel that air come through our nose, down our throat, into our belly, expand our belly, hold it, and then blow it out. So we're going to breathe in together 3 times, and we're going to breathe in to the count of 4. We're going to hold it to the count of 7, and then we're going to blow out for the count of 8. And the reason why we blow out even longer than we breathe in is that when we blow out that air, it actually slows down our heartbeat so that our body relaxes even more. So we'll start out. We can have our eyes open if we want to, or we can just close our eyes and concentrate on our breath. Breathing in through our nose, feeling it in our nose, throat, down into our lungs and belly. So here we go with our first deep breath. Breathing in to the count of 4. Hold it. And then out. And again. Breathing in. Hold it, and out, and one more time, breathing in, and out. And when we take those deep breaths, the more that we practice them all throughout the day, and when we go to bed or when we wake up in the middle of the night and we practice that deep breath, the more we practice breathing in and breathing out, the more our body just starts to slowly relax. And when our body starts to slowly relax, so does our brain, so does our mind. Okay? So we're going to learn about 3 parts of the brain today. And again, if you've been in my classes before, you've seen me do this, but I teach it every single time and it never gets old. So the first part of our brain, we're going to learn about 3 parts today. The first part of the brain that we are going to learn about is called the amygdala. And the amygdala, we have one amygdala gland on each side of our brain. And the amygdala, get ready for my puppets, the amygdala is like our lion. And our lion wants to keep us safe. And so it's always asking, am I safe or am I not safe? Am I safe or am I not safe? Am I safe or am I not safe? And if we don't feel like we're safe, then the lion says, oh, I think we gotta fight. I think we gotta run. I think we gotta hide to keep ourselves feeling safe, okay? And the amygdala is always using what? Our 5 senses. So what we see, what we smell, what we taste, what we hear, and what we touch. So our amygdala, 24 hours a day, is always scanning our environment. What we see, what we smell, what we taste, what we hear, what we touch, and sometimes what we're thinking about. So remember, we've talked about we can make up a story in our head, or we can watch a movie and it feels like it's really happening, even if it's not happening right then. That movie plays in our brain, and then our amygdala thinks, oh, it's happening right now, and I need to fight, or I need to run, or I need to hide to keep myself safe. Okay, so certainly right now, with everything that's happening, with school not being in school and all the changes in our schedules and everything that's happening on the whole planet, sometimes our amygdala is like always feeling like we have to fight, run, or hide. But the biggest gift that we can give ourselves, no matter how little or no matter how big or old or young we are, the biggest gift that we can give ourselves is to take those deep breaths so that we can calm our body. And when we calm our body, our amygdala calms itself, okay? And when our amygdala calms itself, this part of our brain, the smart part, our upstairs brain, can come online. And that part of our brain is called the prefrontal cortex. So this owl might look a little scary. It's just a little puppet owl. But this owl, when our amygdala thinks that we have to fight, run, or hide, and all of those chemicals go out into our arms and our legs so that we can fight, or we can run, or we can hide to keep us safe, and our heart beats really fast, and our underarms get sweaty, and we clench our fists. When we do that, this prefrontal cortex, almost like that owl just goes to sleep. It just goes away. And then we can't use our real thinking brain to make a really good decision. We just think we have to fight, run, or hide. So we take those deep, slow breaths. And here comes our wise owl to help us make a good decision, a safe decision for us, and a safe decision for other people. And the awesome part is, if you are a kid, you can teach this to adults. And if you are an adult, you can teach it to kids, okay? So the first part of our brain that we learned about today, the amygdala, is our lion, is our bodyguard, and is always asking, am I safe or am I not safe? What I see, what I smell, what I taste, what I hear, what I touch, and what I'm thinking about. So we need to be mindful of what we're talking about too. So if we're talking about everything that is scary, then our amygdala is always going to be thinking we have to fight, run, or hide, okay? So as kids or as adults, we can remember to look around us and find the things that are okay, that are good, and focus on those and do things to kind of distract our bodies and our minds from some of the things that we can't control, and focus on the love that we can have for one another and what we can control. So the amygdala has a purpose. It keeps us safe, but we don't always need to think that we need to fight, run, or hide. Our heart doesn't always need to be beating fast. We don't always have to have those chemicals running through our body. It is very important in keeping us healthy is that we learn how to relax our body, listen to our prefrontal cortex that helps us make good choices, okay? And then the third part of our brain that we've talked about before is our hippocampus. And our hippocampus is like an elephant because it remembers everything. So anything that's ever happened to us from when we were born until now is stored somewhere in our brain. And part of that is called the hippocampus. So the amygdala says, oh my gosh, this thing is happening and I don't know if I'm safe or I'm not safe. What do I need to do? And it asks the hippocampus, what did we do last time? And the hippocampus says, well, last time we did this. So I think maybe we should do that this time. And if our amygdala is thinking, oh no, I don't know if I'm safe or not, and our prefrontal cortex has gone to sleep because our blood is pumping and our heart is beating and we're sweaty and we're taking deep or shallow breaths and not deep breaths. And we think, oh my gosh, I need to fight, run, or hide. And we ask our hippocampus, what do I do? It's going to tell us This is what we've always done. Okay? So when we're learning to take those deep breaths to calm our body, when we see, smell, taste, hear, touch something, or thinking about something that makes us wonder if we're safe or we're not safe, and we take those deep breaths, relax our body, relax our body. Then our hippocampus and our prefrontal cortex can work together to create new pathways in our brain, new ways of being, new decisions that we can make to keep ourselves feeling calm and safe, even when we can't control everything that's happening outside of us. Okay, the one thing we can control, the power that we do have, is ourselves. Learning how to take care of ourselves. Even if we have a big family, even if we have a little family, even if we're doing this by ourselves, how do I take care of myself? How do I tune in to what's going on in my body so that I can relax my body, take those deep breaths, and learn a new way of being? So I always end my sessions with heartfulness. Everybody put their hands on their heart, and you just repeat after me. I wish for you to be happy. I wish for you to be happy. I wish for you to be healthy. I wish for you to be healthy. I wish for you to be safe. I wish for you to be safe. I wish for you to be peaceful. I wish for you to be peaceful. And I wish for you to have joy in your life. I wish for you to have joy in your life. Breathe that in. And then we're going to send heartfulness to ourselves. I wish for me to be happy. I wish for me to be happy. I wish for me to be healthy. I wish for me to be healthy. I wish for me to be safe. I wish for me to be safe. I wish for me to be peaceful. I wish for me to be peaceful. And I wish for me to have joy in my life. Be well, my friends, and I'll be back soon. Take good care.